I think you're going to like this. CNN had a segment on Thursday where they put Trump supporters in a room to talk about how well they think Trump has done as president. And it went exactly the way you would imagine it would go. Trump's approval rating is in the trash, lowest of any president at this point in their presidency. Out of the 6 Trump supporters in the room, 5 gave Trump's performance so far an A rating, and one guy gave him a B because he said he doesn't give any president an A, meaning B is basically the highest rating that this guy would give to a president. These are not cherry-picked clips that I'm going to play for you, okay? This was a pretty short segment. We're including a lot of what was said by these Trump supporters. Also, the first woman we're going to hear from, if you're watching, check out the size of the cross on this woman's necklace. On the right, the size of a flag pin or cross determines, how good of a right-winger you are, I guess. Take a listen to this.
I feel that he is trying to, loosen up the restraints on business. And I know he's trying with the healthcare, but I know that didn't work out as well as we had hoped.
It didn't work out at all.
Yeah, well, it's true. But that'll go up again, and then you have to adjust it a little bit.
Yeah, Trump said he would start making moves on Obamacare to repeal it on day one. Didn't happen. Trump and the White House rallied around a disastrous healthcare bill. Then Trump realized it wasn't going to go his way. So it ultimately got pulled by Republicans. It's been a complete and utter failure. And this is why the woman is giving Trump an A. Let's continue.
I give him an A.
Based on what?
The TPP, the Keystone Pipeline, the Dakota Access Pipeline, the travel restriction, fantastic. And I know it's...
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
The travel ban hasn't gone into effect. The travel ban has been shot down by 2 courts.
It's not in place. This guy is giving Trump a positive rating because of 2 travel bans have been destroyed by our judicial system.
And they're giving Donald Trump an A for effort, even though he has both houses of Congress on his side.
And he's been playing
able
golf.
To do so much more.
Yeah, and he's been playing golf. Trump didn't have anything to do with pulling out of TPP. TPP was dead months ago. The pipelines are a joke. Oil sands are outdated. Dirty form of energy with low demand. It would create a few dozen jobs. And those travel bans that this guy loves were declared, were blocked because of they were determined to be illegal, okay? Let's continue to the next genius.
We see that he's working with Ford Motor Company to build 3 plants in the United States and a major league investment in the United States, as opposed to moving those jobs or keeping those jobs in Mexico. All right, that's huge.
That's been debunked. Trump bragged about keeping jobs at Ford, but Ford said Trump had nothing to do with it, and they made these plans a long time ago. So does anyone in the room support Trump for a real reason? Let's go to our next contestant.
I think the last, 70 days or whatever it's been now, have been positive because we've started to learn a lot more things. We've started to see...
Such as?
Just how the process works in Washington. The fact that healthcare failed, I think, shows business and politics are not always the same thing. Because if they were, I think that deal would have gotten done and would have gotten done a lot more quickly. So maybe what that tells us is politics needs to change.
Completely unintelligible. I can't even comment on that one because this woman has no idea what she's talking about. I mean, this is someone who votes. She has no clue what's going on around her.
I thought Trump, as a businessman, would be able to get things done because he's used to making deals like this.
Yeah, but apparently not. Let's continue on to our next guest.
Business people and negotiators are by nature people that bring opposing parties and different people of different factions together. And that's what he's attempted to do.
But why wasn't he able to close the deal for healthcare?
Because politicians are dividers.
Yeah, Trump brings people together. Who has Trump brought together? This is called confirmation bias, where you assume the conclusion and then find a way to make it fit by rationalizing. And another term for what these people are experiencing is doxastic closure, a closed loop of reasoning. And I think it applies to this clip as well.
It's this very intangible kind of sense of, forget about all the noise, forget about the Russia, forget about, all of, Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, all the noise that they're making. If you kind of tune all that out, there is just this very quiet restoration of law and order and security.
Yeah. If you forget about the daily scandals and lack of accomplishing anything at all, things are going really, really great, and you're left with something intangible there. I like that. If you ignore everything bad, Trump's doing fantastic, Pat.
Oh, yeah. It's like Nixon was a fantastic president, if not for that Watergate scandal.
Right. Okay, and we've got a couple more clips here. Take a look.
Specifically, tangibly, what has he done in the past 60-plus days to fight ISIS?
Well, I mean, we had, there was an attack that was done in Mosul.
It went terribly awry.
That one was considered bad, but I know that we have somebody who's going to be very aggressive.
Yeah. All of the actual things Trump has done to fight ISIS so far have been failed disasters, but he's going to be great at some point. And also, Trump's claims about voter fraud clearly have rubbed off on at least some of his supporters. Listen to this.
And we don't know how, as far as the votes and fraud and everything else. I mean, my assumption is that he probably would have gotten elected by a higher number than what the results actually showed. Extrapolating based on what I've seen with my own eyes, busloads of people coming in, whether they're illegal, meaning they came into the country illegally, or they're illegal voters. They came over from Massachusetts into New Hampshire.
So
maybe.
just to be clear,
who cares,
I
though?
care, because just to be clear, you saw with your own eyes busloads and busloads of people coming from somewhere other than New Hampshire to vote. You saw that.
Well, I know Josh has seen it, yeah, and I've seen it too.
Josh, did you see busloads and busloads of people coming in from somewhere
I
else?
wouldn't characterize it as busloads and busloads.
What have you seen?
But I've seen cars coming in from out of state.
Yes. Listen, I don't know anything about busloads of people coming in to vote for Massachusetts. I did see cars circulating on our public roads, though, and that, I'm sure, is something we should look into.
Right. Are they just hanging out on the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border and looking for buses? That's what's going on?
This reminds us of not only what little Trump has accomplished, because none of these people were able to actually cite any accomplishments, but it reminds us of how out of touch Trump supporters are. And we often ask ourselves, who are the 35%, 37% that support the job Trump is doing? It's these people, and it is as stunning as you would imagine it to be. Today's episode of The David Pakman Show is made possible in part by Warby Parker eyeglasses. Warby Parker recently did the right thing and ditched advertising on right-wing conspiracy website Breitbart, pulling their ads off. And you can get the free 5-day home try-on from Warby Parker. Check out their glasses. I use them when I'm not wearing contact lenses. I started with the free at-home trial. They send you 5 pairs of glasses. You see which ones you like. You send them back, and whichever one you pick, they will put your prescription into. I like this because I can actually show the glasses to other people and not have to just decide on the spot like in an eyeglass store. The eyeglass industry is controlled by very few corporations that keep the prices very, very high, even over $300 for prescription glasses. With Warby Parker, they start at just $95. Mine costs that, including lenses. And for every pair sold, they give a pair to someone in need. So to try the 5 pairs and support The David Pakman Show, go to warbyparkertrial.com/TDPS.